Okay. Hello everybody, my name is Light of Hand, and today I'll be playing the Warhammer Quest adventure game for PC. Warhammer, this is based upon the old Warhammer Quest, not the new one for the Age of Sigmar. This is based upon in the old world. I'll also show you that I have all the content. I'm not going to lie, I bought this when it was at 90% off on Steam. Let's continue. I also have this on my iPhone. I have actually completed the first set of missions on my iPhone, not all of the others. Well, let's begin play. I'm going to say an adventurer, so average. No, I'm not going to do the tutorial because I already have played a few times. I do love all the little artwork in the background. I believe this was the Siege of Middenheim, way back in the Storm of Chaos time period, not the End of Days. Okay, all heroes die, eventually, ironically. Method and character determine this land, not the march of time. Looting, including mere distractions. For what you crave, an idea about trinkets to last forever, a call, a legend. Yours begins. Sorry if I've misread anything there, guys. Okay, so Warhammer Quest is, you look down upon, as you can see, you look down upon your, squishing bugs. Every adventure starts somewhere. Yours begins with a promise of gold from a mad old farmer who seems to think the local spider population is amassing an army to rise up and eat his crops. And possibly him as well. Your party finds yourself standing at the entrance of an abandoned mine. Plunder through the arachnids and go collect your reward. Okay, so you start the game off with your 4 adventurers here. You technically have the full party. I have the barbarian. Oh, he's got quite a few wounds. That's good because it's random every time you start, guys. It's always random how many wounds each person has. The wizard, that's not brilliant. That's not brilliant. And his is not brilliant. But what I always do, guys, I like to try and get the fighters to the front. So I'm going to move the grey wizard there. Then I'm going to move the dwarf to there. So let's get him to go there. And let's get my elf to move to there. I believe their names are different each time you play as well. So I'm just going to end the turn there. So I've got my little formation ready, just in case the next room has some enemies. Now, in your very first adventure, you can't get a bad event happen. Well, it's basically if your wizard rolls 1 on the dice if you're playing the old board game. Oh, no. So let's see if I can... Okay, no, let's select him. And let's move this way. Which was it? Was it middle mouse button or did I hold... left mouse. Hold left mouse. So there's nothing in this corridor. So let's move him up there. Let's move him up there. It's exactly the same tile, actually, I've just come off of. So let's just move them all. That's a good thing about this game. You can move everyone kind of together. If you look at my wizard, he has 3 spells. Now, he always starts off with the same 3 spells. Shadow Bolt, I need to get a good roll for that. It's good for area effect. It doesn't do a lot of damage until you start to level. Healing Mist is extremely useful, but unfortunately at this stage of the game, your wizard isn't that powerful. So, it becomes a little bit of a problem trying to hit 5 all the time. And Shadow Daggers is really dangerous to your people around you. It's basically the 3 squares where you're facing. So if you shot here, it would be that one, and that one would shoot daggers. So if one of your friends is there, he's going to get stabbed in the back. If he shot some daggers this way, he would end up hitting all 3 of his friends. Okay, so let's end the turn. Let's go on to the next little piece. It shouldn't take too long. Again, guys, if this was a normal adventure, we would have had an event that would happen. But nothing is. So let's just move everyone up very quickly. As I said, I love the old Warhammer world. I was actually just having a discussion with one of my friends the other day. I've got nothing against Age of Sigmar. It's just not really for me. I love all like the old knights and so on. I feel like that's kind of gone. But then saying that, there's loads of other fantasy worlds that do the same thing. Okay, so I've got a power of 2, so if I do need to heal anyone, I'm not going to be able to. So let's move to here. Aha! A fight at last. So we're going up against some giant rats. Well, at least we go first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the barbarian to here. I'm going to get him to chop that one. Good, he's killed it. Now, if if they were around in a group, he could kill all of them. So let's move the dwarf up to here. Let's get him to attack that one. Good, he's killed it. Now, as they gain gold, they also gain experience. So at this minute, the dwarf and barbarian have some experience. Now, the wizard gains experience by healing as well. So, but he doesn't get as much as he would do if he could kill something. Okay, let's start again. So as you can see, there's a monster phase. I could skip it, but I don't want to. Oh, he did a death jump at me. Normally they wound you if they get death jumps. I mean, when this game first came out, I loved it. Because it did bring me back to my old childhood. Okay, looks like the barbarian's going to be quite lucky here. Okay, he's been missed, and another dwarf. Okay, so the barbarian's gone berserk, which is good. It means he gets an extra attack. Unfortunately, the wizard didn't get the winds of magic, so he can't heal his friend. Okay, so let's get the elf to shoot, because he needs a bit of experience. So, okay, so we've got some stash. Bone dust. This item cannot be used in combat, can only be sold to merchants. There's a little bit of fluff. Shards are small, but essential items for all of your adventurers' needs. Let's just add that to the stash. Now, I believe it's E, J, L. What's this? Okay. Hey guys, so this is the barbarian / marauder. He has a hand axe. He has a wooden shield, which gives him a chance of blocking each time he hit. His helmet gives him an extra wound, and he has small bandages. Now the elf has a one-handed sword, elven sword. Oh yeah, his was an axe, wasn't it? Yeah, one hand axe. Yeah. Has an elven bow that does a bit of damage. It has an amulet that gives him +1 wound, and also has some bandages. The dwarf, all he has on him is a two-handed axe, which again is not that powerful. 1 to 6, as the +1 to wounds as well. Now our friend here only has a short sword, so he can do a little bit of fine, but he's not likely to do much damage. You also have the Grey Wizard Staff, which gives him +1 wound. He also has these, again, some more bandages. But if I'm really in danger at one point during the game, I can actually kill something very quickly. Anyway, let's go back to this little short adventure. Let's just try and get this all done. Okay, so let's move him to there. Let's move the dwarf to there. Let's move the Grey Wizard to there. Oh, and the elf. Okay, well, I know I can't be ambushed. So, one out from being able to heal the dwarf. Oh, this time I can. I got some. So I am going to heal the dwarf. Good, he got a few health points back there. Let's let him catch up. And next turn, hopefully I can do that again, because it means he gains some experience. Okay. I must have ended the turn by accident. Okay, let's go over here. That's just another little corridor. Let's just... I didn't mean to end the turn there, and obviously I did, so... Okay, as I said, it's been a little while since I've played. Okay, so you've got nice little corridors. Again, you can see all the skeletons, the bodies, and so on around. Now, okay, so let's end the turn quickly. He can now heal the barbarian, get himself some more experience. Fortunately, he's only healed him once, so he's not going to get much for that. So let's move the barbarian to there. Let's move the dwarf up, and the elf, and the wizard. He's a grey wizard as well, guys. I don't know how much you guys know about the Warhammer world, but the old Warhammer world I'm talking about. But there were 12 classes of magic for the humans anyway, and grey was one of them. Okay, there was again, if we were playing if this wasn't the first mission, we would have had an event which could have led to an enemy ambush. So let's move the barbarian to there. And there's a few giant spiders. Now, hopefully I can demonstrate what can happen. Yep, death blow. So he's doing really well at this second. So let's move the... now, do I run him in? So let's just move the dwarf to there for the minute. Let's move the archer over here. Get him to shoot that one there. Missed. Let's go up and get the wizard, who can't do anything this minute. So let's end turn. Now these guys could put a web around my guys at the front, so they might not be able to fight. Well, he's missed. There's a next set of spiders. He's missed. Now, the only thing I just want... okay, so he's gone berserk, but unfortunately, as he's going berserk, he can't... He's hit his friends instead. So, let's start off with... he can't really do anything, if I'm honest. So, dwarf. He's just killed that one. Right. So, I'm going to... Can he shoot anyone? So if I move him to there, let's see if he can shoot anyone. Because he needs XP as well, so... Oh, he's missed. Get used to that, I'll be honest, guys. There'll be times where he won't miss in a whole game, and there'll be other times where he never seems to get it right. Okay, so you can see my barbarian's just been webbed. Now, the annoyance for me for that is that normally I know he would be in berserk mode now with an extra rune, but he can't do that. So I'm going to get the elf to shoot first, because he needs XP. Well, that's missed. And now let's get the death blow. So at this minute, the dwarf's raking in a few XP. Now this is good. This is leather armor. This increases someone's toughness by 1. So we're going to add this to the stash. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over... Let's click on the dwarf for the minute. Let's go over here. He can't wear it. Only the marauder. Now if I go over to the marauder here... chance of blocking, blah, 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 increases his toughness. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just put that onto him, so he's a bit more tougher. That means that will be in there. I'll get the dwarf to carry it for the minute, so as long as the dwarf doesn't go down. I have 2 bandages that could probably help someone. So he can't, well, no one can really do much at this minute, so let's end the turn. Hopefully I get enough power to be able to heal the barbarian. Okay, so let's cast that onto the barbarian. Hopefully I heal a few more points than just a... Okay, so that's not done too bad. Now, whoops. I've done it again. Let's go back. I haven't played this for a while, guys, and I think that's obvious. Okay, so let's move the barbarian to there. Squish the bugs. Maybe the old farmer wasn't as mad as you previously thought, calling the spiders horde an army. Might be a scratch, but he was right. There is a lot down here. From the looks of this room, it's only going to get worse. So, okay, so there's some giant spiders and some rats. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so look, I like that. Look, it's got all sort of webs, little bits of bodies. Obviously, maybe the spiders have eaten. Okay, so let's get the dwarf. I could move him one more space in. Quick, yeah, so the dwarf could reach there. So if I move him to there, let's... that's not good. Okay, let's run the dwarf over to here. Let's get him to... Oh, he's missed that one. I need to get the elf now. Alright, so how much is... I'm only going to move him to there. I'm going to get the elf to there. I'm going to leave that one there because it looks like he's interested in that. So I'm going to kill the spider over there. I find spiders are more dangerous anyway, guys. So yeah. Oh, also, sometimes when you buy new things like weapons and so on, they actually change on the people. So let's end the turn here. Oh, great. The barbarian's been webbed. Okay, so the death leap wouldn't affect... Wow, I've never lost anyone on the first part before, guys. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get the elf. Well, I'm going to move one anyway, and then I'm going to get the elf to shoot. Oh, well, he kills that one. Then get him to shoot the spider at the back. Has missed. So he's going to run in. Actually, what I'm going to do, because I know he needs XP, and healing may not be the best way of doing it for him at this minute. So he's just killed 2 things, which generally does help the group at this minute. Let's go back to the dwarf, get the dwarf to kill. Oh, he's missed. Okay, I think whilst you're webbed, let's have a quick look. happens with web. There was a way I used to be able to check these things, but it's not letting me at the second. Oh, okay. Right, so let's end the turn. So he's unwebbed now. He's missed. And I bet he webs him again. Yep, that happens quite a lot in this game. Okay, so as I said, the elf needs some XP anyway, so... Oh, and he's missed. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to sound so... Okay, so he's just killed... Oh, he's just missed there. So, another turn end, guys. Hopefully, our good friend can get some... Yep, he can heal. Barbarian's gone berserk. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get the healing out so he can get some XP. Good, he's healed 6 wounds, so that's at least going to help him. Now the elf, I want him to shoot the spider. Good. So he's got himself a little bit of XP. Okay guys, so now we've got a potion of battle, which will supposedly help us in some ways. And we are victorious. Okay, this is the bit where it shows the XP and sort of what happened. As you can see, even though he healed a few wounds on people, he's got some XP for it. But obviously killing these 2 rats has actually helped him more. I thought the barbarian actually killed a lot more than it shows on here, but obviously he was webbed at least twice. So yeah, so him and the elf are at the same part. But our good friend the dwarf has just shot into the lead with an extra doubling the amount that the others actually killed. Now, one of the things I sometimes don't overly like when they do this, sometimes some enemies have got the same picture. So you can't tell if, oh, which one was it again who killed that boss? If it happened earlier on in the game. Okay, let's just click here. Alright. Well done, you've made it out of your first dungeon in one piece, more or less. Now let's go to the nearest settlement. Siegfriedhof. I think I've said that right, guys. To spend your hard-earned earnings. Click on the settlement and then press the travel button. Yep, so I'm going to show this as well, guys. Then I'm going to end the game. We've received an extra 50 gold, which is always useful. Okay. So, as you can see, this is how many quests there are around. If I wanted to, I could travel to one of these other areas. I don't recommend anyone travelling to Averland. Reichland, you can, I think, at this stage, because I think it's like level 2s and 1 missions, but then they get steeply harder quite faster, where in the Strasland, they're easier to begin with. I would love them to release another DLC for this game. It would make my day. It really, really would. But then, what do you pull them up? I'd love it if it was like Beastmen, Chaos Warriors, and maybe some demons. Just throwing some ideas out there. But I think the company's having some problems actually at this minute. So, okay, so we're going to travel to town now. You can have some events happen. Nowhere near as many as there was during the thing. Now, I like this. It does look nice, especially the first time I saw it on my iPhone back in the day. Probably doesn't look as good as now. So we'll click past this now. You can sell and buy loot in settlements, level up heroes, and all manners of other achievements. Select a hero in the channel and use the location at the button, the middle of the plain. Send them off into town. Warriors may experience all sorts of events when sent into locations. When you're ready to start the adventure again, hit the go to adventure button. Oh, okay, so this is just basically explaining what to sort of do. Okay, the miserable minstrel. As the adventurers approach Siedeldorf, they spy a lonesome figure sitting upon a two-way waystone to town. 2 league waystone to town. Your party is wisely cautious. The man sees you coming, doesn't seem to care. Close inspection reveals him. He's wearing the grubs of a minstrel. I suppose you're going to rob me, he says with a dire expression on his face. Not having much used to beating up an instrument or his rags, you ignore the minstrel and move on towards Siedeldorf. Not a thief then? I should move down. Ah, sorry. He was at the bar. Okay. Not thieves then, he shouts after you. But I bet you like riches all the same. Which... Did he say riches? Your party pauses. Aye, that's got your attention. He walks up, he jumps off the waystone, smiles for the first time. I know where there's a hoard, you see. A pile of gold, gems, stolen by bandits. Some bandits stole my loot. Not this old thing, but an instrument of such beauty, encased in silver, embroidered with some inscribed in the most wondrous fashion. So I guide you to the dungeon. You can clear out the creatures and keep the treasure, but the loot is mine. Meet me outside Cedardorf when you're ready. Okay, so that's the adventure. Hopefully my silly voices weren't too bad for you. Okay, so again, I'm just going to show a little bit of this. We could go to the Adventurers Guild. If any of my adventurers were permanently gone, we could replace them or retire them, and so on. You can also go to the training ground to level up. Unfortunately, he still needs quite a bit more experience. Unlike the dwarf, if I go to the dwarf for the second, if he went to the training grounds, you can see that he needs less. The problem is once you start having higher adventurers of higher levels, except for main adventures, when you're doing the side adventures, they go by the highest level in your party. So you could have someone who's level 1. Yes, they're going to level quicker, but they're more likely to die, because you can start getting like goblin bosses as normal cannon fodder. Let's go to the market. Let's go to sell, because I don't want the battle. I don't use these anyway, guys. Maybe they can be useful at certain moments. I've rarely found them useful. So I'm going to sell that to get an extra 10. We're going to sell that to get another extra 10. Now, as you can see, we're not really... We can't really buy anything here. Shame. I could buy a healing potion, though. They're useful. But then saying that, our barbarian won't be there. Anyway, guys, I'm actually going to leave this here. Oh, no. I'm going to click on go to the adventure part. Let's... that's just basically what I'm going to talk about here now. So I have a choice. I could go off after the minstrel mission, which is a level 1 mission. I don't want to do that just yet. I want to build these guys up. Oh wow. So if I want to go off and travel for this mission, I have to take on the undead, and at level 1 that's not good, especially if even any form of vampire pops up. They're really dangerous even when you can take them on. Okay guys, anyway, let me know what you think about this video. Please click like. Let me know if you want me to continue doing these kind of adventures. I feel like doing them anyway, because I used to love this. Hopefully it doesn't cause my PC to cause it to crash. And I hope you're all having a good day. Yeah, so if you like this video, please click like. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. Let me know if you want me to continue. Let me know if there's a type of adventure party you'd like me to try. Or anything along them lines. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you subscribe, everyone is welcome. But I do want to point something out. The main reason I'm actually doing some more computer games at this minute is generally because I'm working earlies at this minute, guys. And where I'm working earlies, I can't really do my board game unboxings or definitely not my gameplay ones, because they take hours. And I mean, not just what you guys see, especially with the Shadows of Brimstone. What you see me playing in Shadows of Brimstone, you've got to add another almost a quarter of that time with me getting the bits, putting them onto the table and so on. So the Shadows of Brimstone gameplay is even going further back behind, guys. I'm really sorry. I feel really bad because I had an opportunity to do it a couple of weeks ago. I just wasn't in the mood, and I'm now regretting that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I hope you're all having a good day. Mine is not too bad. I'm hoping that I'm only working for a couple of days and then everything goes back to normal. But no, my job, that's not going to be the case. It'll probably be a couple of weeks. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, again, let me know. Let me know if there's a particular party you'd like me to use. let me show you. Let me go to the inventory, right? I have a barbarian, the elf, the dwarf, as you already seen, the grey wizard. I'm always going to be using the grey wizard to begin with because he's a healer. No one else can kind of heal. The troll slayer, the warrior priest, archmage, the elf, the bright wizard. He can heal once he levels. The shadow warrior elf, the ogre, or the witch hunter. Now the witch hunter might not be a bad idea if I'm going into the undead place. Yeah, there's special abilities. They can show you the sort of things that unlock. They are random as well. So, yeah. As you can see, there's even more spaces underneath. So, the game is designed to go further. Anyway, as I was saying, guys, have a good day and goodbye.